Hi everyone. A particle is moving with the given data. So we're talking about motion and we're going to find the position of the particle. And what we're given is the acceleration of t. And we want to find s of t, basically, the formula. So we're going to get started, and the way you can write this is looking at this, we're given the acceleration. So we know that the acceleration of t equals the derivative of v of t, the velocity of t, the derivative of that. And we know that a of t equals 10 sine of t plus 3 cosine of t. So therefore, to take the derivative to find v of t, we got to take the antiderivative of 10 sine of t plus 3 cosine of t dt. And that's just going to be velocity of t is just going to equal negative t, the antiderivative of sine of t is cosine of t, plus 3, and antiderivative of, or that's going to be negative cosine of t, and then the antiderivative of cosine is sine of t, and then you have plus c. Now you have to do it again, so you're going to integrate v of t to get s of t, because we're working backwards, so we're basically integrating. So we're going to integrate negative 10 cosine of t plus 3 sine of t plus c dt. And how you do that, you're just going to take the antiderivative of cosine of t is sine of t. So you just write your negative t, but now you write sine of t. All right, and then minus the antiderivative of sine is negative cosine, so minus 3 cosine of t, and then the antiderivative of c is going to be ct, and then you have to write another constant, which is d. So that's your s of t. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and write it on the next slide. We know that s of t equals negative 10 sine of t minus 3 cosine of t plus ct plus d. Therefore, we know that s of 0 that was given is going to be, you plug in 0 here and you get negative 10 sine of 0 minus 3 cosine of 0 plus 0 times c, so that's just 0 plus d. And sine of 0 is 0, so we get s of 0 is just, this is 1. Cosine of 0 is 1. So s of 0 is just negative 3 plus d. All right, and we know that s of 2 pi is going to equal, and you just plug 2 pi in everything. Sine of 2 pi is also 0, and because 0 and 2 pi is coterminal, so what you're going to get is the same thing. You're just going to get negative 3, but when you plug in 2 pi here, you're going to get 2 pi c. So plus 2 pi c plus d. All right. So after that, we know that it was given to us that s of 0 equals 0 and s of 2 pi was 12. So what I'm going to do is I know that s of 0 is 0, so I'm going to take this equation and substitute this with 0. So we have 0 equals negative 3 plus d. Therefore, d equals 3. And I know this right here equals 12. So 12 equals negative 3 plus 2 pi c plus d. Well, d we know is 3. So put 3. So these two cancel. So we're going to get c equals 12 divided by 2 pi. And that's going to be 6 divided by pi. So now we're going to go back to our original equation here and plug that in. So you're going to get s of t equals negative 10 sine of t minus, I'm going to move this down here, minus 3 cosine of t plus 6 divided by pi c, or that c is that, so that's going to be, 6 divided by pi t plus 3. And that's your final answer. And that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.